Hello everybody, I am Aarti Sahu and today we are going to read about the very first topic of history class 10, that is the rise of nationalism in Europe. Okay, with the beginning of this chapter, friends, I want to tell you have some kind of idea about nationalism from your class 8 standard. And in this chapter, at the beginning, we will study a very interesting picture which was prepared by Frederic Charaeux, a French artist in 1848. He prepared a series of 4 prints visualizing his dream of a world made up of democratic and social republic. Okay, and here is this picture, and in this print we see that people of Europe and America, men, women of all age and social class, they are marching in a long line and they are offering homage to the Statue of Liberty as they pass by it. And here all of you may remember from class 9 that in the French Revolution, liberty was personified as a female figure. Okay, and in her hand you can see she holds torch of enlightenment in one hand and charter of the right of man in the other. And in the forefront of the image you can see there is the shattered remnants remaining of the symbol of the absolutist institution. So, what do you mean by absolutist institution? It means a government or a system of rule that has no restraints on the power exercise. It means we can say a form of monarchical government that was centralized, militarized and repressive. Okay, and in this picture, Charaeux had a utopian vision, very idealistic vision of a society that is so ideal that it is unlikely to actually exist. He had a utopian vision. Okay, and you can see although there was no nation state existed, only 2 countries like your United States and Switzerland, they were the nation states. They had their own national flag and they already passed the Statue of Liberty, as you can see from the picture. Okay, and France, you can see it has its revolutionary tricolor, blue, white, red, and after that there are the people of Germany and they bear their flag, black, red and gold flag. Again I want to tell you students, by this time there was no nation state developed and there was no Germany, but Frederic Charaeux, as I have already told you, he had a utopian vision how the world would look like. Okay, and here we will understand a new term, nation state. Nation state, you see, we can say is one of the state in which the majority of its citizen and not only its rulers came to develop a sense of common identity and shared history or descent. That means the people of the country or people of the nation state, they have a sense of common identity and they feel that they belong to that country. I can say for example India. Now it is a nation state, we have our own national flag, our national symbols, and here we feel that we all are Indian. Yes or no? So likewise at the time there was no nation state, as I have already told you, and here they must share a common history or descent, a common history of origin. Okay, and in this picture you can see there are many countries that are following France and Germany, like your people of Austria, Kingdom of the Two Sicily, Lombardy, Poland, England, Ireland, etc. Okay, and next we are going to read about the French Revolution and the idea of the nation. So friends, all of us know that in France nationalism developed with the French Revolution in 1789. Okay, and here the French Revolutionaries, they introduced various measures and practices that could create a sense of collective identity among the French people, so that they can feel they belong to France. Okay, and what were those steps that was taken by French revolutionaries? It is a very important question of this chapter, and most of the time this question comes as a 5-mark question. Okay. And here the various steps are the idea of la patrie, the fatherland, and les citoyens, the citizen, emphasize the notion of a united community enjoying equal rights under a constitution. Okay, la patrie, idea of la patrie and les citoyens. And next, a new French flag, the tricolor, blue, white, red, was chosen to replace the former royal standard. You know the importance of a flag, national flag. All of us feel quite united under our tricolor in India. So, in France also they developed a tricolor. Okay. And then next, the Estates General was elected by the body of active citizens and renamed the National Assembly. And next, new hymns were composed, oaths were taken, and martyrs were commemorated. That means the soldiers, the people who had sacrificed their lives in the French Revolution, they were commemorated and they were remembered, all in the name of the nation. Next, a centralized administrative system was put in place and it formulated uniform laws for all citizens within its territory. You see, when there are uniform laws for all citizens, that means everybody will feel equal. Okay. And this idea of equality is quite important to develop a common identity. Then, internal custom duties and dues were abolished and a uniform system of weight and measures was adopted. In order to maintain equality in the trading sphere and in order to augment the economic development, different policies were undertaken so that equality can be maintained and trading activities can be prospered. Okay. And again, regional dialects were discouraged and French which became the common language of the nation. You see, to unify the people, a national language also plays an important role. In India, although Hindi is not our national language, still it is one of the official language and we feel quite united with the use of Hindi, and that's why many steps are being taken to improve the status of Hindi, and in France also the same step was taken. Okay. In 1799, Napoleon became the Consulator General of France, and in 1804 he became Emperor of France, and he introduced many measures that had incorporated revolutionary principles in the administrative field and made the whole system quite rational and efficient. And these revolutionary measures are known as Napoleonic Code or the Civil Code of 1804. So, what were those steps that were taken by the Napoleon under Civil Code? Let's learn. The first point is establish equality before law. Here Napoleon, he wanted to do away with all the privileges based on birth. Means before, all of you know that aristocrats, they used to enjoy various facilities, various privileges just from birth, and Napoleon wanted to dismiss this idea, and that's why he established equality before the law and secured the right to property. Okay. And everybody now can secure right to property. And now what happened? Feudal system was abolished. Feudal system means the peasants, serfs, they had to work in the farm of the feudal lords or the noble. Now he dismissed this feudal system and he freed the peasants from serfdom. And in order to augment the trading activity, guild restrictions were also removed. Okay. Previous there was a problem on the formation of association, and now this guild restriction were removed. And transport and communication systems were quite improved so that trade and commerce can develop and it will give a boom to the economic development. Okay. And although Napoleon had taken these measures, still some of the steps that was taken by Napoleon created dissatisfaction among the people. At first people were quite excited, but due to increase in taxation and imposition of censorship, and when people are forced to join the French army, the people are now quite dissatisfied, and their initial enthusiasm soon turned to hostility after Napoleon's takeover of France. I hope you enjoy this topic that we learned today. Thank you all of you.